Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel which is Explore Yourselves, Banking and General Knowledge, etc. Today I am going to describe about Bank of India's floating home and vehicle loan interest rates, understanding the latest rate structure. Choosing the right loan is one of the most important financial decisions for any individuals or family. Whether someone is planning to purchase a dream home or buy a new vehicle, understanding the applicable interest rate is essential because it directly affects the equated monthly installment (EMI) and the total repayment amount over the loan tenure. The information presented here explains the floating interest rates applicable to home loans and vehicle loans, which are linked primarily to the applicant's CIBIL score and in certain cases external credit rating. A better credit profile generally enables borrowers to enjoy lower interest rates, making timely repayment history and financial discipline more rewarding. For home loans, the floating interest rates are divided between salaried and non-salaried borrowers and are linked to the applicant's personal CIBIL score. Applicants with a CIBIL score of 840 and above are eligible for the lowest floating rate of 7.10% for both salaried and non-salaried categories. Borrowers having scores between 825 and 839 or 800 and 824 are presently eligible for 7.25% interest. For those with a score between 760 and 799, the applicability is 7.40 for salaried applicants, while non-salaried borrowers pay 7.50%. Individuals with scores ranging from 725 to 759 are charged 7.90 if salaried and 8% if non-salaried. Applicants whose scores fall between 700 and 724 are offered rates of 8.40% for salaried borrowers and 8.45% for non-salaried borrowers. Interestingly, applicants having a CIBIL score of -1 or 0, generally indicating insufficient credit history, are presently offered a floating rate of 7.90% under the specified conditions. CIBIL linked home loan products. There are also certain home loan schemes where the interest rate is not linked to CIBIL score. One such scheme is the Star Pravasi Loan, including benefits for eligible women beneficiaries, where the present floating interest rate is 7.65%. Such schemes may be particularly useful for borrowers who qualify under specific eligibility criteria instead of standard credit score based pricing. The information also highlights several additional concessions available on eligible home loans. A borrower specific deviation (BSD) of up to 0.10%, subject to the minimum applicable rate of 7.10, may be provided under specific circumstances. These concessions are available for eligible home loan takeovers, central government, state government, and public sector undertaking employees, and for borrowers who opt to secure the entire home loan under a credit life insurance policy. It is also mentioned that same additional 0.10% BSD benefit extends to loans financing the credit life insurance premium itself. However, during periodic account reviews, these additional concessions will not be continued. Furthermore, for new Star Smart Home loans exceeding rupees 2 crore sanctioned from 1st April 2024, an additional premium of 0.25% is applicable and will remain loaded to the account for the entire currency of the loan. For vehicle loans, the floating interest rates are similarly linked to the applicant's CIBIL score and, where applicable, external credit ratings. Borrowers having a CIBIL score of 840 and above are eligible for a floating rate of 7.60%. Applicants with scores between 825 and 839 or those having AAA or double external ratings also receive 7.60%. Likewise, borrowers with scores ranging from 800 to 824 or holding an A rating continue to enjoy the same rate of 7.60%. Applicants falling within the 760 to 799 score bracket or possessing a triple B rating are presently charged 8.05%. Borrowers with scores between 725 and 759 or those rated below triple B receive a floating rate of 8.50%. Applicants with CIBIL scores ranging from 700 to 724 are charged 8.80%, while those having a score of -1 or 0 are presently offered a floating rate of 8.30%. These vehicle loans rates are applicable for four-wheelers irrespective of the loan amount and also for super bikes, provided the loan amount exceeds rupees 5 lakh. An important aspect mentioned in the information is that all these interest rates are floating in nature, meaning they are not fixed throughout the loan tenure. The applicable rates are linked to the repo-based lending rate (RBLR), which may change from time to time according to the lending institution's policy. As a result, borrowers may experience changes in their EMIs or loan tenure whenever benchmark rates are revised. Therefore, it is always advisable for borrowers to monitor policy changes and understand how floating rates may impact their future repayments. Another valuable takeaway is the importance of maintaining a healthy CIBIL score. Borrowers who consistently repay loans and credit card dues on time, maintain low credit obligations, and avoid loan defaults generally enjoy higher credit scores. This not only improves loan eligibility but can also significantly reduce the interest burden over the life of the loan. A strong credit profile often translates into substantial long-term savings, making financial discipline an important factor in securing affordable borrowing. In conclusions, the floating interest rate structure demonstrates how creditworthiness plays a major role in determining loan pricing. Borrowers with stronger CIBIL scores and better financial records are rewarded with lower interest rates, while additional concessions under selected schemes can further reduce borrowing costs for eligible customers. Since floating rates are subject to revision based on changes in benchmark lending rates and institutional policies, applicants should carefully evaluate the applicable rate, eligibility conditions, repayment capacity, and all associated terms before making any borrowing decisions. Disclaimer: This, this information has been prepared for educational and awareness purposes only and is based on details obtained from a website. Interest rates, concessions, eligibility criteria, and loan terms are subject to change without prior notice. Actual loan pricing and approval depend on the prevailing policy, applicant eligibility, credit assessment, and other applicable conditions. Readers are advised to verify the latest information and complete terms and conditions from the official source before applying for any loan. Thank you very much for your patience. Request for like, subscribe, and share.